Hello, I'm Marguerite and I'm from Make with Marguerite. On today's video I'm going to start showing you a series of things you can do with the gift bag punch board. I find that a bit of a tricky one to say. There's the standard things you can make, and that's what we're going to start with, but there's loads of other things you can do, and so it's a really handy tool. I've been amazed actually as I've done a bit more research. Some ladies asked me if I could show them what to use it for, and it's really fun, so I'm going to start with that now. Okay, so this is the gift bag punch board, and when you look at it initially you could feel slightly confused, but it is actually very easy to use. So the standard sizes you can make with the bag are the small one, and you start with a piece of paper that's 10 inches by 6 inches. The medium size, which again it's another piece of paper that's 6 inches by 11 inches, and this is what they call the large, which is 6 inches by 12 inches. And these are brilliant to use for table gifts. At Christmas I made loads of these and put pretty tags on them, and they sat on the table. But obviously they are gift bags, so they're great for giving presents in. And this is the one I'm going to be making with my workshop people this week. It's using the lovely Carried Away paper, which is a celebration item. And I'm going to do a slight variation of that now. Okay, so here is the gift board punch. I'm not sure if I've got those words in the right order. And it has here a scoring tool, and then it's got some markings on it. And it actually does tell you everything I'm going to show you. So I'm starting, as I say, with a plain piece of paper, and you can use either cardstock or pattern paper, and obviously cardstock's a little bit thicker, so it's more forgiving. If you're using pattern paper, you need to make sure you don't rip it by pressing really, really hard, but I mean, you would have to press quite hard. So this piece is 6 inches by 11 inches, and the first thing you want to do is push it into the back. So I'm just sliding it in, and you want to make a score line. So there's a score right in here, all the way across, because this is the bottom of the box. So you just press along, slide it along a bit. You don't have to do this first, but I find if I don't, I forget to do it. And there we have it, the whole way across. And now what I'm going to do is, there's a guide here, and there's a very helpful thing that says start line. So you push it back into the back and line it up with the word start. And you punch first, and we're making a side first of all. So there's a little piece here that says side, and again you score. And you're going in a ridge that's already there, so you're just pushing down into it. And as you're doing the side, you want to do the gusset part. So there's another channel for you there, and you're doing the triangle here. I'm just changing hand there. Okay, so then what you do is you move your side piece along to the start line, and there's a little notch there to help you as well. You punch again, and now because we're doing a medium size bag, it's where the M is, there's a channel for you there, and you can start at either end, it's whatever you prefer. Move it along again and punch. I'm not lined up. And this is a side, so we're doing a side again, and that's when you do the gusset. I'm pressing really hard. You probably don't need to press quite so hard. Move it along to the start, punch, and you're on the medium again, because this is a front or a back piece. There we go. And you want to move it along and do another punch, because you want to have a nice little finish on the bottom. Okay, so you'll end up with a piece that looks like this. Using a dark colour perhaps wasn't the cleverest idea. So you get a lovely bottom. You can see that's the bottom. Now this piece here we don't need, so the first thing we're going to do is just trim that off. There we go. Oops, I didn't do that very well. I missed slightly. There we go. Okay, so when you've done doing those punches, you get these funny little pieces that you don't need, so I'm going to get rid of them. And the way the gift bag punch board is designed, you can also do the holes. There's a hole punch piece on this side, but for this particular one I'm not going to use that. So for the moment that's the end of using the gift bag punch board, which is, as you can hear, a challenge for me. So we now need to just make sure all our score lines have worked out. So you can see this is our little end tab that we would use to stick the bag together. So I'm just folding on all of them just to make sure that they are in position, and also in the bottom. Now you've got the side bits where there's gusset, and I think it's just useful to just bend it slightly so that it knows what you're going to want it to do later. So just pushing up on them slightly. There we go. Okay, now when we form this like this, this is going to be your front and this is going to be your back. Now how I know that is because that's where my seam is, and I'm not going to want to see that. And as we're going to put on some patterned paper, so I'm holding my hand here on the piece that's the front, I think it's easiest to put it on at this point. So I've got a piece here that I've pre-cut to size, and it's going to just go in there. So just checking I've cut it the right size. So I'm going to use tear-in tape again, which is a double-sided tape, which is very easy to use because you can just rip it against your finger. Some people prefer wet glue, but I much prefer dry glue because I get in a mess with wet glue. Okay, and I had a bit extra there, so I've just taped it under. Obviously make sure you've got your paper going the right way if it's got a direction. There we go. Now this is the celebration paper called Carry It Away, which coordinates beautifully with one of the stamp sets I'm about to use. So the first thing we'll do is we'll actually make the bag. So again, I'm going to use some more of my tear-in tape. And I find the easiest way to do this is to fold it down and just bring the other piece over, and it should, if you've kept everything straight, line up very nicely. Okay, so there you can see we've got the bag, and we already know this is our front, so you're going to put your side pieces in, and you're going to put your tape to shut it on the front piece, because that's going to go in last, so you have a nice clean finish at the front. So you could have used fast fuse if you prefer as well. Okay, so you just want to make sure it's the right shape. And I tend to, oops, I don't think I did that very well. Didn't stick. Turn it up, and I use my stamping mist to tap it down, but anything will do. So there we have, I'm just pushing those bits in as we go. We have our basic bag, which you can now, if you wanted to use a little peg on, but what I was going to do for this one was make a hole, and you can use anything you've got to make this. If you want to be very precise about making it in the middle, you need to just use your grid paper to measure. Okay, and I have some ribbon. Now again, I'm using, this has got a bit of a, well, it's silver and shiny. It's a celebration item. So you would obviously put your gift in at this point, because if you don't, you won't be able to put it in. And bring this through. And it depends how you want to fasten it. I'll probably tie the bow, I say hopefully. So this is a more masculine bag. The first one I did was a little prettier, and there we go. It depends who you're making your gift for. So we'll just tidy up those ends. I want some sharp scissors for that. Okay, so there we've got our little bag. As you see, it was very easy. And now we're going to make a tag to put on the present. So I have a piece of Whisper White here that I've cut to 2 inches wide because I'm going to use our scalloped tag topper punch, and it has a guide to put things in that are 2 inches. So it will slip in nicely. Punch it down, and there we go. Again, another real favourite of mine, this punch. Okay, so a little bit of stamping. I have this set here, which is Lift Me Up, and I'm using this hot air balloon here and one of the clouds. And to match the bag, I thought I'd use Night of Navy, which is the colour paper I've used. So I'm using the matching ink. So I think I'll do the hot air balloon coming off the side. Okay. And just a couple of clouds. So I'm using the ink for the clouds is Soft Sky, which is just a very gentle blue. Right, so let's have one over here. Where do we fancy the last one? Probably down here. There we go. Put those out of the way. So then the final thing to do is just to tie on our tag. So I've got some baker's twine here that I'm just going to feed through the loop. And so it sort of stays put, I'm just going to tie that together very simply. And there's lots of ways you could put this on. You could tie it onto the ribbon, but I think I'll just put it through the hole. There it is. And here's my other original piece. Tie it. I think this is a reef knot, but I hope it is anyway. Otherwise you can all correct me. There we go. And I'll trim those bits off. And there you have it. A really simple but attractive gift bag. So there are the 2 matching ones. So those papers are both from the Celebration item. So if you'd like to buy any of the items here, please come to my website, which is the Stampin' Up one, and you'll be able to purchase anything you need. Thank you very much.